Hey guys, it's me and Brittany doing a show I like to call, hey, you might recognize these two people, and they're doing a show together. So we're both very online people who post a lot on social media, go to events, engaged in politics, all that sort of thing. But I would assess that we are both people who also hate online political culture. So I have brought Brittany here, by Brittany on X. Go follow her, people. Come on, don't be stooges. And so I'm here torturing her by making her look at really cringy Twitter posts that if we ever engage with this stuff on Twitter, it's usually us making fun of it. But she's going to have to be forced to look at like 10 of these or so. So, yeah. So
this will just be a continuation on from what we were just doing.
Are you a big social media person at all, or not really? Or like what, because you use social media, but like...
But do I consume as much as I post, do you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the stuff, I consume a lot of the political content, and I'm definitely scrolling my X feed all the time. And I do admittedly use TikTok just for doom scrolling.
Okay. Well, I have like 3,600 tweets on Twitter. It's like 37 or 3,800. It's a problem. The problem is I don't like, or actually it might be like 36,000. It's actually nuts. It's out of control. I don't understand most social media content, and most social media content convinces me a lot of people don't know how politics actually work. The funny thing is, the vast majority of you out there understand this. You guys don't do this, but there's this kind of strange thing that happens on social media that when you follow and idolize a politician too much, you eventually get to the point where you have voluntarily entered into an online cult, and that you cannot understand how cringy what you post is, and it's not helpful for your side. So we're going to go over liberal posting as well as PPC posting, and I'm going to make Brittany break it down, what's going on. I'm going to edit this video. It's going to be like one of the first videos I actually edit, people. Wow, we're moving up in the world. And then we're going to talk about what do we feel about these sorts of things, and why is this not effective? So first, it's just on my laptop in front of me, and I'll let Brittany look at all this stuff. So our first tweet here is from our favorite liberal, BK Belton, if you guys have ever seen her online. And so maybe read this one out.
BK always has the best ones, doesn't she?
She follows me. I don't know why she follows me. I don't follow her. I guess she just is secretly a conservative.
Friday memo. Onward. PM JT's not going anywhere. Pierre's the illegitimate Lou, what does that mean?
I don't know.
Without security clearance, and all will be exposed January 31st, 25. Pierre will never govern. Hashtag I stand with Trudeau 2025. She's trying to get that trending, by the way.
Yeah.
Hashtag there are millions of us.
That just reminds me of the joke in Arrested Development of that one character being like part of that weird like never nude community where he wears cut off like jean shorts everywhere, and he just like puts his arm up in the air. He's like,
there are dozens of us. Dozens!
Like, there are millions of liberal supporters, but 2 million doesn't really win you an election these days. For some reason, she just has like the Indian flag in there because there's this implication that Polyev is an Indian agent working on behalf of Narendra Modi, because obviously that's what sells really well in Canada, is being very in favor of like the Indian government. You can be against like Khalistani terrorists and also not care about India. It's just one of those mutually exclusive things. But I
just don't know what she means by onward.
The photo is also quite great. It's
another one of Trudeau's costumes that he likes to put on.
He looks like he's like Wyatt Earp, and he's gonna go and hunt down some
Fearless
banditos.
On there because we all know that he loves Taylor Swift, so they gotta have the Fearless cover.
Yeah. I stand with Trudeau hashtag
Yeah.
there, and honestly it's a really dorky looking photo of him.
I was just gonna say it's probably the only time I actually am like, he looks pretty good there.
He looks fine.
But
he looks kind of lost.
I don't mind a cowboy hat.
Yeah.
I prefer this over the blackface, so.
Yeah, it's a little better. A little better. You could say which one's more traditional though for him. But yeah.
Yes.
So
it is very cringy nonetheless.
There's this thing that people do on social media. They'll take a leader or a politician they like, and they'll just constantly project their like really raw emotions on the person. Fearless. They're brave. They're such a warrior. They're so cool. It's like they're not. They're a politician. Have you ever met politicians? Even politicians I like are weird people. They're very like, they're just awkward people. They're more awkward than me somehow. And Justin Trudeau is not like really like somebody I think about as like a fearless leader who's like he's like, if anything, very peevish and petty. That's like the words I'd use. He's fussy.
Car salesmen and politicians in the same category, typically.
Well, there's a reason why, and I'm not trying to sideswipe real estate agents here, but there's a reason why lawyers and real estate agents and other people that a lot of society likes to make fun of go into politics a lot. But here's the next one, and it has a brilliant color montage, some sort of like mishmashed photo of Justin Trudeau looking waywardly at the camera, just looking very intense and emotionally empathetic.
Are they trying to make it Picasso looking?
Yeah, I'll read this one. It's PK Belton again, our favorite. She says, Saturday memo. Oh, thank you for sending out the Saturday memo. It's also like 11 hours ago. When did she send this out?
she was up. She posted it. When would that have been?
That's like 5 in the morning. Even if she's in Toronto, that's like 5 in the morning.
Yeah, she's very dedicated.
Because here it would be 4 a.m.
She's like, I have to get this memo out so that the whole country can see it.
Everyone,
as soon as they wake up.
It goes directly in everyone's inboxes every time they do it. But she says, Saturday memo, tough, unpopular decisions must be made. It's called leadership. PMJT's not going anywhere. I stand with Justin Trudeau 2025. There are millions of us. I don't know why.
There are millions of us.
This is what the PPC does too, and we're gonna get into the PPC later. Never do the whole. There's a wave coming where like either you're popular or you're not. You can never. It's such a marketing person thing to do that we want to have millions of supporters. So let's say there's millions of us. We have millions of us out there, people. Don't you know that? And that's the PPC thing to like be part of the wave. There isn't a wave. Stop saying there's a wave.
No, the only wave is the blue wave.
It's like these people. It's like these people bought like
they
really.
Can't steal our wave.
Yeah, they bought these people must have bought a terrible book on manifestation, financial manifestation that some like fake guru wrote, and they're like, oh well, if I just say we have a wave, we'll manifest a wave. It's like that's not how it works at all. But there is this kind of, you don't see it a lot on social media because Trudeau's so unpopular now, but there's this like really weird middle-aged woman cult around Justin Trudeau. Like he's still as hot as he was in 2015, and it's never changed.
It's not true.
Yeah, it's not. But a lot of these people.
I admittedly looked back on when I was doing some stuff, looking at when he first got elected, and I was like, you know what? I will admit, good looking.
Yeah.
But now that you know all that you know, someone just gets worse looking. The more terrible things he does, the worse looking he gets. It's
like any celebrity. Yeah. It's like any celebrity when you find out they're like some creep or lech or whatever. It's like it doesn't matter if they're like, oh, that person's attractive. They no longer are. Yeah. You know what they've done.
Yeah.
And Trudeau has done a lot of pretty bad things to Canada. Okay, now this is my favorite. And this is from an account. It's relatively newish seeming. It's a PPC account called Awaken the Lion's Roar. This is going to be a lot of fun to look at for you guys. So if you're just listening, please look at the screen for a second. So there's this obsession in the PPC of people who want to like wish cast themselves as like brave lions. And it's so on the nose. Everyone else is sheep and they're lions. Mm-hmm. And they post a lot of snarling lion photos because like, guys, aren't we like tough as heck? That's why we can't door knock. And that's why we only get like 0.9% in by-elections. Mm-hmm. But this is quite the photo. Maybe you read this one. I think that, yeah.
So this
I need that intensity.
Awaken the Lion's Roar. The Lion's Roar has awakened.
It's not even that long of a tweet.
Has awakened in Canada. That doesn't sound very good, does it?
Wait, who's someone from the Philippines just like astroturfing PPC content?
And things are about to get spicy.
Ooh, spicy pepper.
Hashtag PPC or bust. Hashtag Canada first. Hashtag PPC.
But by the way, some advice: if you're doing PPC or bust, you don't
do all lowercase.
Yeah, you don't capitalize the or. The or is the connector bit from or bust. Well,
just a word of advice from Wyatt.
Yeah, and then like I don't know, like what's with the lions here? So they all have like glowing evil red eyes. There's a bunch of old Canadian flags on it, and then there's a PPC flag.
Is this made by Grok? Do we know?
Is it?
Say?
Yeah, it's made by Grok.
This is a Grok thing.
Imagine how many things you had to type into the prompt to get this.
Yes.
But I'm concerned because notice how there's also for some reason 2 parliamentary towers behind them. I don't know why the lion's eyes are glowing and what's on their like hats and shirts, but they look like they're from some like fraternity at a university, and it's just a bunch of furries.
I know. I love when you said that the other day. It was that it's furries.
Yeah, there's just a bunch of furries, and
which is like PPC people would obviously not be behind any of that, and now you have this lion awakening
and Maxime Bernier charging away from Parliament with the lions, apparently going to go and slaughter many people who didn't vote for PPC.
There's no way that he's not like kind of embarrassed about this.
Okay. Do you know that Maxime Bernier has shared stuff from this account before?
No, he's reshared it?
I'm pretty sure. I think I went through, because I was trying to find out who this guy's account is, because I forgot the name of it, and it's too small of an account that I can't just type in like lion, and they're like, oh, this crazy lion guy, here it is. So I was like just going through Maxime Bernier's account, because he retweets so many people, and he was retweeting this guy, and he retweets so many other people. And again, it's like, what are they doing? They look... Like, it's like Theta Kappa Alpha lions going around killing people in the streets with their glowing demon eyes. It's not good. It's not good. Here's another one where they're actually like running.
Oh, they're actually moving in this one.
Yeah, like they're very like running in a very strange way.
Canada first.
Yeah, I'm gonna read this one. The storm is coming. The PPC will take it back our country from the uniparty globalists. Nationalism is the way. PPC or bust. Canada first. Hashtag PPC. Video credit radio nub. Okay, well that's another person I'm probably not going to follow. And then look at Maxime Bernier commanding the lions forward as everything turns into purple. Yes, commanding them.
Go forward, lions.
I don't. He also kind of turns into like a generic middle-aged guy as his hand goes forward, so his face starts morphing because of the AI.
Oh yeah.
It's weird. Funny. It's so bad. Okay, here's this one. Okay, with a purple beaver, because of course it's purple. That means it's PPC. Let's get ready to rumble. Vote for Ian Kennedy PPC. The PPC guy who ran in Cloverdale, Langley City 3 times in a row, and this last time only got 133 votes or like 300 votes or whatever.
Yes,
and he got
very low.
0.9% of the vote. A little not great. Vote for Ian Kennedy, PPC, Cloverdale, Langley City, PPC or bust, all this stuff.
Oh, it's on a surfboard.
The beaver is on a surfboard for some reason. I'm not sure why you're surfing outside of Parliament where the big waterway is there that gets waves like that.
Yeah, it's in that little river canal thing.
Yeah. What's that flag called again? I forget.
I know, I was going to ask you.
I don't know why. I like it's literally on the tip of my tongue.
Either.
At the red ensign. There you go. I don't know why they're like, guys, if you want to appeal to middle-class people, stop using the red ensign. I have no problem with it being Canada's past flag. I think it's a great flag. People can be proud of that one too. Stop replacing the current flag with that one, because you have made yourself, for no reason, more obscure. And that's always the problem with the PPC stuff, is that it's all based on being as hardcore as possible and being very obscure. And it's like, the thing is that nobody's going to vote for you if they kind of come at you with this approach. And you've probably seen this on social media a lot, the way they act. Are you cool enough to vote for the PPC? Are you hardcore enough? Are you really against the globalist machine? Imagine going up to a door and telling like a 32-year-old woman that. Be like, are you against the uniparty globalist machine? And it's like, just why? Also, the little thing they have at the very end where it says Canada first. I always hear the stupid Canada commercial jingle, the bum bum ba-dum, whenever it comes up on screen.
Yes.
I'll have to play that little clip there as it goes up. Anyways, oh my goodness, here's another lion from the Wake in the Lions War. At 39 years old, I'll be voting for the first time. Okay, wow, what a dedicated patriot voting for the first time at
39 years old.
The young age of 39.
Wow.
And I'll be voting for Maxime Bernier and the PPC. So apparently he didn't like Bernier in 2021 or 2019, and effectively didn't vote for him in 2017's conservative leadership election. But he says, if PPC didn't exist, I'd go back to not voting at all. Criminals will never get my vote. How many others will be first-time voters in 2025? And there's always just like this slightly not great grammar throughout it. So this time we have a lion standing outside of like a truck stop or something like that with a neon sign saying PPC or bust behind him. He has just crudely the Gadsden flag a coat of arms on his camo jacket and camo hat. Again, I don't know what...
I can't take the lion thing seriously. I don't get it.
This reminds me of the type of guy, and we're about to get into that. This reminds me of the type of guy, or it's meant to appeal to the type of guy who likes to refer to himself as the big dog. You know what I mean? Really,
I triggered Wyatt yesterday by calling him the big dog.
Yeah, and I hated that. It made my skin crawl because it reminds me of... Yeah, okay. We'll get to it. It reminds me of this.
The big dog's here.
I posted this yesterday because you told me to. So on screen, as you will see, I have the PPC Wave in 2025 starter pack.
It was a good idea to post it though, because people agreed and they liked it. They thought it was funny.
This really reminds me of Greg Wycliffe in a lot of ways, who made a video on me. But the whole, I'm a hardcore dude who likes eating beef jerky kind of a feel to the entire thing.
The white Oakleys really set it off for me. When I saw that, I was like, that to me emulates it. The white Oakleys, like those ones with the things on the side that all the...
Well, I always think of, whenever I think of like a PPC candidate, a lot of them are nice guys. I voted for the PPC in 2021 because Aaron O'Toole was awful. Mm-hmm. But a lot of guys who really don't want to work that hard for the party, they want to jump on a populist vehicle and have the populist vehicle do the work. And it's like, smaller parties, you got to work 2 times as hard. And I perceive that the PPC is working not even half as hard as the Conservative Party. Mm-hmm. By-elections are your bread and butter as a small party. The Reform Party, back in 1988-89, got its first seat in Beaver Lake, British Columbia, with Tracy Gray. Or not Tracy, but what is it? It's another Gray. Diane Gray? Something like that. I'm sorry. I'm forgetting her name. But the thing is, like, they only got 13% of the vote in that riding in the previous election in 1988. But then they perceived after, I think it was actually like a tragic scenario where the guy who won passed away like right afterwards. And so when they ran, they only had 13% of the vote. That's like 4th place. But they're like, okay, but there's some ground here that even in an election where we only got like 1% of the vote or something like that, they got like... The Reform Party did not do well in its first election, which shows you don't always have to do well in your first time through. They did not do well, but they went from 13% to winning the seat because they figured out where to run and they put stuff behind it. I like this one. And then this was perfect. It was serendipitous that this is how I bookmarked these things back to back, because this kind of proved it. We have a True North Resurgence here, and it says PPC is the only option. And it's a very tasteful photo of this.
I saw that and I said, that reminds me of the tweet you made yesterday for some reason. It just, it encapsulated
the goatee. You got the PPC hat. I don't know why he's taking a photo like he's like a woman on vacation or something like that. But I guess to each his own. And so, but maybe let's end this off by just talking about this video of Mark Garrettson, because if you guys are not aware, Mark Garrettson in the recent cabinet shuffle did not get his seat. He did not get a new cabinet role.
Mark Garrettson.
And so I'll probably play this.
Mark Garrettson.
I'll probably play
his comments off.
Yeah, he doesn't want to.
Mark Garrettson. That's what Kat calls him.
Yeah. Well, she was the one who sued him, didn't she? Yeah, and she won.
Yeah, she won.
Yeah, so he's not happy. He's a little upset.
He was really upset, actually.
He actually, like, flat out is. I actually kind of feel bad for Mark Garrettson. He, honestly, I find him this sounds weird. I find him kind of charming. I wish Mark Garrettson, I think he's like Cenk Uygur from the Young Turks. Like, the guy tries so hard, you're like, give the boy a try.
He actually does look really sad.
Yeah. Like, and maybe it's just other stuff. I don't know. Maybe someone like spat in his coffee that morning, which would shock me.
Maybe he just honestly is just zoning out and he's over it, or he's sleeping.
This is like at the start of the day. This isn't like 8 p.m. and he's kind of like sunsetting or something like that.
Maybe he's not a morning person.
I think he's just not a good person. I think he's just not a good person in general. But again,
he does look visibly upset for sure.
Yeah, like he actually has like the villain pose of like this. I'm gonna do a real-time Mark Garrettson impression.
I can't keep a straight face long enough.
It's bad. But that guy's absolutely thrown his life away. That guy's thrown his life away to be Justin Trudeau's protege, and it's not working at all. He honestly, here's the thing. This is the stupidest comment I've ever made in my life. Mark Garrettson would be a better minister than any of the people he just appointed. Why? Because the thing is that right now, Trudeau's government the main problem is that they keep appointing faceless nobodies. People that you don't even know them. You don't know them from Adam. He just picks some random person out of the backbench who they see make like statements on Twitter and social media, but they are not big figures in any way. Mark Gerritsen is a clown. Mark Gerritsen makes me think of a sweaty water buffalo every time I see him. That's just I cannot control the word associations of my mind. But he's interesting. He makes me pay attention to him because he's so weird. And what Trudeau needs right now is somebody to distract from Justin Trudeau. The problem with Chrystia Freeland, Nate Erickson-Smith is an okay choice, even though it kind of is signaling it's a loser signal because he's literally not running again. Now he's the housing minister, so he has no need to actually do a good enough job to get reelected. But Mark Gerritsen, if he says anything, it would take attention off of Trudeau, because that guy every single day remember when he tried to pick a fight with Kevin Vaughn? He was just like, well, why don't you come outside and say that to my face? And then he tried to make up an excuse like, oh, I was just saying that he should waive his parliamentary privilege and come outside where I could sue him for defamation or something like that. I'm like, does that require you to say, come on, say that to my face or something like that? Yeah, but there's nobody interested in the party at all, in the Liberals. No. I can't name anyone who's interesting. They're all boring. They're all advertising products. They're like, here's a great thing. Have you ever seen those videos? And I'll flash one up on screen right here with the picture-in-picture technology. Yeah, right there. It's playing, and it doesn't even need volume. But have you ever seen those videos of girls working at LinkedIn or working at some company, and they're like, "Here's the day in my life," and they're walking around being like, "They have vitamin water at the front, and you can take it whenever you want, and you can get a chia seed yogurt pudding, blah blah blah, and then I go and I prep some LinkedIn content and da 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 da," and it's like, oh my goodness, what is why does this exist? And that's every Liberal minister. It's all these people who they're just corporate pets. You know what I mean? They're just Justin Trudeau's corporate pets. Yeah. They use corporate speak. They're very organized, but they have no personality, and they do nothing they're not told to do. And they are merely in government for all the dumb benefits. What's your favorite dumb post on Twitter over the past few weeks?
Oh my gosh, you're putting me on the spot now. I can't even think of anything. I mean, are you blocked from Vicky Campbell?
I think I am blocked from Vicky Campbell.
Vicky Campbell, and she always has a good one. I think her and Belton.
BK Belton. Well, the other day
they're buddies, obviously.
Yeah, I can't.
It's Mary something or other.
Yeah, I think it's. I'm just typing the full name to see if people screenshotted her. But
oh yeah, there it is.
Vicky Campbell. BK Belton, though, when the whole issues with Trudeau and the leadership, the party started kicking off, she literally started typing in all caps in all of her posts, "hurt people." Literally, it was just hurt people, hurt people, hurt people, fire, fire, fire. And it's what are you doing? She's actually just slipping so hard. I'm trying to find some the newest stuff about Vicky Campbell.
They're trying to make her and Belton, is that what you said?
Yeah, BK Belton.
They're trying to get the hashtag I stand with Trudeau 2025 trending.
Yeah, and oh my god, okay, we can check out Vicky here. How long do I go until she's?
Wait, you're not blocked.
I think I am blocked. See, blocked.
Oh,
but
yeah,
lets me look at the stuff.
We're both blocked.
Yeah, it's not good. But I'm looking through all of her stuff. Maybe I don't even need to show this on screen. But if you go through, and even if I don't post this until later, it'll be the same timeline. Literally, she just keeps retweeting people saying, "I stand with Trudeau 2025."
She over really wants to get it trending.
Over and over again.
She's on a mission.
Yeah. What? It's, yeah. 4 more years.
4 more years.
I'll have to say that one.
Of complete, utter nonsense.
That's it. That's just a terrible looking photo of Justin Trudeau, too. He just kind of looks... That's just a terrible candid shot.
It looks fake.
Yeah, he looks like AI, his face is made of wax or something.
Or he's not actually excited.
Here's the problem. Your most hardcore supporters on the internet are usually not the people that you want cheerleading you, because they're not the most functional individuals, because they love you to the point that they can't detect that when you've done something wrong. And that's the problem, both with the Liberal Party, kind of, but they had the legacy media, which maybe that's even worse than Vicky Campbell and BK Belton, because the problem with those two is at least nobody notices them. The thing is that the Liberals truly think that people watch the legacy media. I think Vicky Campbell might have more influence than a lot of legacy media hosts. Yeah. But the PPC also has the problem that when you like your leader too much, and you basically use your party affiliation, you start to use it as just a way of signaling how much better you are than people, you're not going to win. Your marketing can never start just being snarky, that you're just like, are you cool enough to vote for us? Here's some door knocking advice. If you guys ever go door knocking, Brittany's gone door knocking before, and I think we generally have the same strategy. Just talk to people.
Yeah.
Just talk to people. You only need them at an emotional 3 out of 10 to vote for you. Parties always die when they require hardcoreness from even just random people that are voting for them. That's why I often use the example that how are you going to get a 37-year-old lady who buys her coffee at Starbucks and goes and gets shops at Safeway to vote for you? Because if you keep trying to get people to vote for you based on the attitude and atmosphere of like a tailgating party, you're not gonna win.
Yeah.
And that is what the PPC embodies. It's a party at this point, and it didn't start off with this way. It could have been something bigger, but it's turned into the party for guys who wear like big heavy jackets, have unshaven beards, and think that beef jerky's a food group. Yeah, that's the only way I can put that.
I actually, as you were talking, I realized the funniest thing that I have seen lately.
Yeah.
And I have some like really big feelings about it.
Oh my goodness, Rachel Gilmore. Oh.
Hey everyone, thanks for having me. This is obviously a very important topic, and I have some big feelings about it.
I'm sensing the swirl energy from her. The confused swirl.
I mean, it's funny because I guess I kind of do more of a TikTok style to my content that I'm making, which maybe people will see as Rachel Gilmore-esque, but it's just the way that
what makes Rachel Gilmore bad though is the lying.
Yes.
And it's like the arrogant attitude on top of the fact she has no clue what she's talking
and
about.
to go into a committee meeting speaking the way that she did was so cringy.
Isn't it kind of funny that she got fired like right after?
Right after, because they were probably like...
I think it was called Save My Ads, which is the company she was working for, and it's like an advertising watchdog. Really, it's like Media Matters, or it's like Anti-Hate, or it's like Press Progress, or Progress Report Alberta, or any of these websites where all they do is they report on things that conservatives do, or anything that they can basically use to shame a company into doing what they want. Mm-hmm. And she said, it was a heavy decision that they had to make, but they got rid of the entire editorial arm of Save My Ads. And I went through it. And there was only 3 articles in their entire news section of stuff that they had posted, and only one of the articles was written by Rachel Gilmore. So that's really funny. She wrote an article, and then she did probably the most embarrassing thing in front of a committee meeting ever. And then this is not a project that got off the ground, because usually you'll let a project go for several months before, if you have at least a decent budget, you decide to axe it or not. They decide to axe it within like 5 seconds of her screwing that up. They're just like, oh, no wonder she got fired from Global.
So is Rachel Gilmore specifically just an NDP supporter?
I don't even get the impression she's NDP.
Well, she had Jagmeet on her show recently.
It's because I think Justin Trudeau is a pretty toxic brand at this point. I think she'd go either way. She'd go whatever the anti-conservative direction is.
Would she have been paid, potentially?
By Jagmeet?
Jagmeet's team?
Well, she needs the money at this point, or I guess she has to go back to being a waitress. There's a lot of TikTokers that like Jagmeet Singh has been doing stuff with. He did those like cooking videos like Frank Dominic where they like sat around making pasta together, and so it's good job, Jagmeet. You're just hanging out with all the people who think it's okay to shoot CEOs in the back of the head. And that's not even untrue. Frank Dominic works for, I believe, the Toronto Board of Education. Like, he works as a teacher in Ontario, and he's like posting stuff about how it's okay to like kill CEOs. You had Steve Boots doing the same thing. All these other left-wing TikTokers. Okay, now the topic of the show is shifting.
I had to get into the content creator aspect of things because I mean that's what brought us together. So I feel like we kind of have to go there a little bit.
Yeah, and my goodness, some of these guys are now trying to shuffle over and make YouTube channels now. So you know Steve Boots, the guy from Saskatchewan.
Yes.
The thing that I don't understand about his channel is like it's doing pretty well. He's only been doing it like really hardcore for probably like 6 months now or so, and he has like 5 million views. But he's uploaded 3,000 videos. I've been doing this for like a year and a half now. Do you know how many videos I have? I have like a good amount of videos still. I have like 600 videos. But like
he's like
3,000.
constantly. How many a day do you think he's doing?
I saw one day it was like 8 videos were posted back to back.
Holy.
And at least not like it's not TikTok. YouTube is not TikTok. You cannot just put out stuff.
Yeah.
You have to like actually feed out longer form videos. So I'm giving now Steve Boots and TikTokers advice. Don't just fart out interviews where it says this. For example, this video is not going to be titled, "Hi, me and Brittany talk to each other in a room." You know what I mean? Where I saw him usually like, I interview I interview a dietary professor about blah blah blah. It's like it's like 5 views, and it's like, well, who could have expected that with that kind of hot content you got going on? I'm gonna sit in a room and talk to a guy. Okay, well, you can't see that anywhere else. Talking to a guy in a room, and he has nonsensical experience to tell you about. But yeah, and so yeah. The TikTok left-wing space is honestly, I talk about a lot of TikTokers in videos because it's a great example of not only not having to straw man someone's argument because I can show what their argument is, it shows people that the left honestly doesn't have good arguments anymore in Canada.
Well, it all comes from an emotional charge versus an actual fact.
Well, and that absolutely is like why I have people like making takes like, developers are in the business of not making buildings. I had one of these guys argue that the reason that not enough buildings are being built is because of developers. And it's like, no. And he's like, well, but if you put up less buildings, each building costs more. And it's like, okay, if a farmer only grows one potato, that potato will cost more. But that's stupid because you're still not going to be able to sell it for $10,000.
Yeah.
You make quantity, and then you also make quality for each dollar. You know, you try and you know. None of these two people took economics 101. It's the equilibrium point of the amount of supply for the maximum amount of money. You want those two to add up to the highest amount of profit at the end of the day. And but it's developers who don't want to build buildings, but the government should build more buildings, which was the actual argument at the end of the day. Even though the government sucks at building buildings, David Eby tried to build rental apartments that were like affordable, and they are literally 40%.
We don't want them to do that. We want them to give the contracts to the people so the people can build the buildings, right?
Yeah, they just need to get regulations out of the way. I'm fine with zoning laws, but they just need to make it so that it doesn't take like 2 years to get a permit. But they built an apartment in Vancouver or Victoria or somewhere, and it was like a government project where they would like contracting bits and pieces of it out, and at the end of the day it was like $2,700 rents per month for affordable housing. Very affordable. My goodness. Anyway, so that's probably it for us today. Our first dry run at doing an episode.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, of doing some social media reviews. We'll be back next time at some point and some other day, and maybe I'll do this.
Year.
Yeah, maybe I'll do this with other people too, and Brittany will get bumped off at some point. But for now, go and follow her on X under by Brittany. I have it linked in the description below, and I'll also put it up, and I'll put it up in the comments below as well. But yeah, so guys, thanks for watching the show. Subscribe, like the video, do all that great stuff.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, there you go. Being all festive.
Yes.
Happy Kwanzaa, everyone. Go eat a collective bowl of corn if you're a black communist like I am. That's the actual origins of the holiday. Yeah, it's a holiday for black
I wasn't
supremacists.
expecting you to say.
Yeah, for black supremacist communists. Now this is the end of the video.
Bye.